Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is the first of my Money Monday weekly series. I'm so excited about it. If you are new to me, I am Jessica McLean. I'm a transformational speaker and coach helping women entrepreneurs create the luxury, impact, and legacy they are called to by cultivating a wealthy mindset. So, if that sounds like you, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. Let's jump in. So, today, what I really want to focus on is worthiness. It's worthiness. My success coach, Terry Savelle Foy, says that we do not get what we deserve, or we do not get what we want. We get what we believe we deserve. I'll say that again. We don't get what we want in life, we get what we believe we deserve. And if we get what we believe we deserve, then we can just look at our lives right now, look at your business, look at your finances, truly look at every area of your life, and it will mirror back to you what it is that you currently believe you are worthy of. And the reason why this gets to be a problem or a challenge for us in our businesses is as a woman with a big vision, a woman who knows that you are called to great things, that you are called to have a massive impact on the world, that you are called to steward great wealth. When you look at where you are right now and what you know you are worthy of, what you know that you're capable of, where you know you're called to be, and you see that gap, that discrepancy, it creates that feeling of, I'm not reaching my full potential, that feeling of, I know that I want more than this, that I'm called to more than this, that I'm capable of more than this. I want to get to that place where I know that I'm being everything that I can be, that I'm capable of being, that I'm called to be. So it creates that tension, that gap, that discomfort, that frustration, that fire burning in your soul. Like, I have to expand, I have to grow, I have to go to that next level. But when you feel like you're holding yourself back, when you feel like you're getting in your own way or you're playing small, a lot of times worthiness is the first place to look, because that is the gap that's creating that discrepancy there. And one of the reasons why, as high achieving women, as visionary women, as visionary leaders, we tend to have that worthiness gap is because there's a difference between what you know you're worthy of and what you believe you are worthy of. You can know something intellectually. You can know I'm worthy of what I want, especially if you've been to therapy, if you've done a lot of personal development work over the years. You've probably said the affirmation, I'm worthy of what I want. You know that you're worthy of what you want. But it's one thing to know it intellectually, and it's another thing to believe it, to feel it, to live it. And when we know it, but we don't deep down believe it, we're not living it. And when we don't live it, we won't see it. So what causes us not to live our worthiness, not to believe what we know to be true? A lot of times it's what I like to call our but firsts. So it's that belief that I'm worthy of what I want. I'm worthy of the multi-million-dollar business. But first, I need to get another degree or another certification, take another course. But first I need to read another book. But first I need to get organized. But first I need to change something about my appearance, my look, my size, my weight, something. I need to change something about the state of my home. I need to get my life together, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that means to you, right? But first, I need to something in order to be ready. I need to change or fix something about myself, something about my daily routine or my habits, or something about my way of being. I just have to change something about myself, something that doesn't seem right or seems out of place or makes me feel like I'm not ready. I have to change something about myself. But first, I have to make that change, and then I'll be worthy. I'll truly deserve to have what it is that I want. And sometimes, and if you see me looking down, it's because I've got my notes here for me. But sometimes it's not a but first. Sometimes it's a but I should. So especially if you are a person who truly desires to help people, sometimes there's this feeling of but I should make my work accessible to everyone by undercharging, right? Or it's not a but I should, but maybe a I feel bad, right? It's a feel bad. So, oh, I feel bad saying no to this person, or I feel bad not bending over backwards to accommodate this person who can't afford me, or is just frustrating to work with, and I know they're not my ideal client, but oh, I feel bad because I want to help them, or I feel bad saying no, or that I can't, or I feel bad, not giving them a discount, or not saying yes to whatever the request is, right? So sometimes it's the but I shoulds, and sometimes it's the I feel bad, and sometimes it's the what if theys. What if they, whoever they is, what if they get mad if I'm too successful? Or what if they get mad or get jealous or don't like it if I'm too successful too quickly, if my business grows too quickly, if my success comes too easily to me, right? Which takes us back to a but first. But first I have to suffer. But first I have to struggle. But first I have to work really hard. But first it has to take a long time because we've been told that it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to require struggle. It's supposed to take a long time. We're told that that's how success is supposed to be, that like struggle always precedes success. And a lot of times there is struggle or difficulty in the growth, in the challenge, and a lot of times most of that struggle and difficulty is just in dealing with the mindset stuff, right? My coach Tracy says the amount of time it takes you to get to the next level is however long it takes you to become the person, right? To deal with or to learn what you need to learn at this level to be able to get there. So if you learn quickly, you can grow quickly, you can move quickly, right? It doesn't have to be slow or hard or take a long time, but a lot of times we're told that that's what the path of success is supposed to look like. So it feels uncomfortable. It feels weird. It almost feels wrong for us to succeed too easily, too quickly, right? Especially more easily or more quickly than someone else, someone that we care about, someone whose opinion we care about. And so we have this, but first I have to struggle. I have to suffer. I have to wait until it feels justified that I've succeeded as much as I have or as quickly as I have, right? Because, what if they don't like it, right? What if they get upset? What if they criticize? What if they're unhappy? What if they don't feel good? What if they're jealous, etc., right? So we have our but firsts and our but I shoulds and our what if theys and our I feel bads, and all of that creates that worthiness gap that makes us feel like, oh, I'm worthy of what I want. I deserve to have that multi-million-dollar business I know I'm called to, but it's got to be out there in the future somewhere rather than right now. Right now. Okay? Let me know in the comments if you can relate. Now, the great thing about worthiness is that the truth is, it has nothing to do with you at all. Which I'm sure you have probably not heard before, but your worthiness has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you, and here's why. Because if you are a kingdom woman, God has already ordained your life, your purpose, his destiny and vision for you, the wealth that he's called you to be responsible for. He's already ordained it. He's already decided it. In Psalm 139, it says that my days were written in your book, the days fashioned for me when as yet there were none of them, which means that God's already written out the days of your life, the days of your destiny. They've already been written out for you before you were even born. So if you are a woman who is called to great wealth, if you're a visionary leader, which if you're attracted to this channel, I know that that's you, right? If you're a visionary leader, a woman who's called to steward great wealth and have a great impact on the world, guess what? God has already decided to give you those things. God has already decided, yes, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you, okay? In Deuteronomy 8:18, he said that he's given you the power to get wealth. In Galatians 3:29, he says that if you're in Christ, you are Abraham's seed and an heir according to the promise. And we can see in Hebrews 6 that the promise is blessing, I will bless you, and multiplying, I will multiply you. And in Genesis 13:2, we see that the result, the tangible result of that blessing was that Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold, and in servants. So guess what? If God decided over 3,000 years ago to bless you, to multiply you, guess what? You're already blessed. You are already blessed. Everything that is for you is for you. It has already been set, determined, and ordained. Your worthiness is not even about you. Your worthiness is in Christ. That's what it says in Galatians 3:29. If you are in Christ, you are Abraham's seed and an heir according to the promise. Not if you have your life together, not if you're organized, not if you lose X number of pounds, not if you finally clean up your house, not if you finally fix XYZ about yourself, not if you finally struggle and suffer long enough. No, it says if you are in Christ. So are you in Christ? If the answer is yes, guess what? It's already done. Okay? It's already done. What's for you is for you, and it's already done. Your wealth has already been written, determined, decided, and set aside for you, stored up for you. It's already done. So your worthiness is really not about you becoming anything, changing anything, doing anything except deciding to believe what God has already said to be true about you and choosing to be willing to receive it and to steward it. So that is the question for you to ask yourself today. And that's my question for you. Are you willing? Are you willing to receive what God has already decided to give you? I love this story in 2 Kings chapter 7, this great example of God blessing Israel without them having to lift a finger. They are being sieged, they're besieged by the Syrian army. And because they're under siege, they can't leave, right? They're surrounded, they can't leave, and therefore they can't get the things that they need, right? So they're starting to starve. They don't have any food, they have no access, right? To food and to resources that they need. And there are these 4 lepers that are outside the city, and they're just talking to each other, and they're like, dang, man, we don't have any food. Like, what are we gonna do? We can either sit here and starve, or we can try to do something about it. So they decide, you know what, we're gonna be proactive. We're gonna try to find a solution here. We see that the Syrian army is over there. So what we're going to do is we're just gonna go over there, and we are going to see if they will feed us. And if they're like, nah, we're gonna kill you, guess what? We died trying, okay? So they get up from where they're sitting outside the city, and they start walking toward the camp of the Syrian army. As they are walking, God causes the Syrian army to hear this thunderous sound of a massive army. And they go, oh my goodness, Israel must have hired the Hittites, this other army. They must have hired these other people to come over and take us out. Oh my goodness, we are going to be destroyed. And they literally take off running. Y'all, they don't even pack their stuff. They just go and leave everything behind. They leave their food, their water, their clothing. They leave their animals, their horses, their donkeys. They leave their silver. They leave their gold. Everything just in their camp, in their wake, in their trail, and they just take off running, y'all. It's crazy. So by the time the lepers get there, they're like, wow, the camp's completely empty. Like, we just have all of this stuff that we could possibly want just right here in front of us. Like, let's just go chill in this tent and like have lunch. And so they do. And the rest of the Israelites come out and they're like, wow. And they like chase after the Syrians just to make sure that they're not like trying to trick them and like gonna turn around and ambush them or something. No, all they find is more stuff that the Syrians left on the ground behind them as they were running away. So literally, God fought the battle for them. Israel didn't have to do anything, nothing. Here are these 4 lepers outside the city just going, man, we're hungry. Let's walk over there and see if they'll give us something to eat. And God provided for them abundantly. Imagine an entire army's worth of food and clothes and gold and silver and animals. That's a lot of stuff, y'all. That's a lot of stuff that they just got for free. All they had to do was walk outside and pick it up. Like, that's so crazy. But that just shows that when God has decided to bless you, you don't have to do anything to be worthy of the blessing. You might have to take some steps to go and get it, but you don't have to do anything to be worthy of it, because when he's already ordained that something is for you, it is for you. All that is required of you is your willingness to believe in your worthiness. So that is my question for you today. Are you willing to own your worthiness and to choose willingness? Because when you do, it will transform your business, your finances, and your life. I made the decision in 2022 to own my worthiness and to choose willingness. And when I did, y'all, my income literally quadrupled in just a few months. In just a few months. It was amazing, okay? And when my clients make that same decision to own their worthiness and choose willingness, they have clients coming out the woodwork left and right, asking to hire them right away and asking to pay their highest prices. So, what would be possible for you? What could happen in your business if you decided to own your worthiness and choose willingness? Let me know in the comments if you choose to be willing. Drop I am willing in the comments. Now, if you are feeling some discomfort, some tension, some anxiety, even some fear, maybe as you're thinking about worthiness and willingness, that's okay. A lot of us have wounds around this. We've got trauma from our childhood, from a long time ago, maybe even from recently. And there are things that we just still have to release. There are things for us to work through. So if you're feeling some of that tension, if you're feeling like, yeah, ooh, Jessica, oh, I'm feeling that tension, I'm feeling some anxiety, I'm feeling like there are some things that I still need to release that I have not fully owned. Around my worthiness that are making me kind of feel a little bit of resistance to just saying, yes, I'm willing, yes, I'm willing. This is one of the things that I help my clients with in my one-on-one program, where I help you cultivate a wealthy mindset so that you can step into your next level of wealth in your business and your finances as a kingdom entrepreneur. So if you want support with that, if you're like, Jessica, I'm ready to go to the next level, I want to hit the ground running in 2024, I am so ready to be the wealthiest version of myself, but I know that I need to work through some worthiness things so that I can own my worthiness and step into willingness, I would love to support you. Click the link in the description to send me a message about working together. I'd love to chat with you about that. And if this video was helpful to you, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe so you'll get notified about the next one. And definitely hit share. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Share this on all of your platforms so that we can spread the message of kingdom wealth to women everywhere. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.